Okay. Oh, I'm ready to dig for gold. Hey, what's up, Chris? How are you? You ready to work?
I'm pretty good, but I'm taking a break and I've been thinking about a lot of things.
You've been thinking about a lot of things. Like what? What are some things you've been thinking about?
Just weird stuff, like the letter W.
Like the letter W.
Is it spelled with a D?
That's a good question, Chris.
How about the moon? Why is the moon called the moon?
That's a really good question, too.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, like tools. Tools, for example.
Yeah, I love my tools.
Where did the first tools come from if we didn't have tools to make the tools? Yep.
Yeah, that would perplex me there.
How about crabs? I just came back from the ocean.
I like crabs.
And I realized crabs don't have eyebrows. Why don't crabs have eyebrows, Jeff?
Chris, I think that's even amazing that you even thought that.
Yeah.
I have never thought about a crab's eyebrow.
What about this? Where do thoughts even come from?
Man, you have pushed me to the brink, buddy. Those are some hard questions.
Yeah, I've been thinking about them all afternoon.
Boy, I bet you have all afternoon.
And here's one that's really got me stumped.
Let me hear it.
Why does your nose run and your feet smell? Really?
I don't know.
Jeff, have you smelled my feet lately?
No, I haven't.
Have you smelled your feet lately?
Oh my goodness, Chris. Hey, well listen, those are some really difficult questions that we need to wrestle with.
Yeah.
Hey, but guess what? Today is your lucky day.
Really?
Yeah. Hey everyone, we have all these crazy questions, don't we? So where do we find the answers to our amazing questions? And then what do we do about them, right? All month long, we're digging deeper so we can discover what matters most. And we're discovering what wisdom is. And if you remember, wisdom is finding out what you should do and then doing it. And this week, we're going to look at one of the wisest men in the Bible and how he got his wisdom. So hang out with us as we discover how you can find wisdom. I think, Chris, this lesson is going to be helpful to you.
I think so, man. I'm excited.
I'm excited for you too.
Guess I get back to work now.
Yeah, man, you got some crazy questions. Those
Yep.
are awesome. I'm excited to find out some of the answers for you.
Before I spoke a word, you were singing over me. And you have been so, so good to me. Before I took a breath, you breathed your life in me. And you have been so, so kind to me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. Your fault, still your love fought for me. And you have been so, so good to me. When I felt no worth, you paid it all for me. And you have been so, so kind to me. And oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99. And I couldn't earn it, and I don't deserve it. Still, you give yourself away. shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. There's no shadow you won't light up, mountain you won't climb up, coming after me. There's no wall you won't kick down, lie you won't tear down, coming after me. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God. Oh, it chases me down, fights till I'm found, leaves the 99, and I couldn't earn it, I don't deserve it, still you give yourself away. Oh, the overwhelming, never-ending, reckless love of God.
Hey everybody! My name is Haley, and I love hunting for treasure and all things ancient. And I've discovered a very ancient flower! So, I've got a flower pot, some dirt, and some seeds. Let's get digging. These seeds are for a flower called King Solomon's seal. So, they should remind us to have wisdom. Wisdom is finding out what you should do and doing it. King Solomon is thought to be one of the wisest men who ever lived. Some say this very plant was growing in King Solomon's royal palace. 1, 2, 3! Ta-da! While Solomon was king, he built a palace and a temple for God, and he ruled wisely for 40 years. 1, 2, and 3. Ta-da! Next, we smooth it over. There you go, little guys. Go to sleep. Good night. There. Now we wait for it to grow. Watching you. Oh, nothing's growing. What am I missing? Oh, Haley, how could I forget? Every seed needs water to grow. King Solomon would have remembered that. Yay! Sometimes I wish I could be wise like King Solomon. Do you ever wonder how he got to be so wise? Well, we'll find out in today's story. I suspect I'll be admiring my flowers when you get back. See ya! Oh, I think I saw something! Nope. Soon as you get back. Hurry back.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of 1 Kings, chapter 3, verses 4 through 28.
Imagine this. You're in a deep sleep, dreaming, when all of a sudden, the creator of the universe shows up and says,
Ask me for anything.
anything. You could ask for anything in the world and have it. What would you say? Perhaps you'd request an unlimited Amazon account where you could get whatever you want for free. Or perhaps you'd request a flying race car that could be dropped off at the moon or on the beach. Or you could ask to be the most popular kid in school forever. This might sound like a fairy tale, but it's true. It actually happened to a young man named Solomon. When King David died, his son Solomon became king.
What are your royal orders, Most Royal Highness? I'm not sure. I've never been king before.
Though Solomon was young and inexperienced, his father, King David, taught him to listen to God's words. So, Solomon showed his love for God by obeying his laws.
I want to thank the Lord for everything he has done for my family.
Solomon traveled to the city of Gibeon, where he offered 1,000 burnt sacrifices to honor God.
There is no one like you, God.
That night, Solomon sank into a deep sleep, and the Lord appeared before him in a dream.
Ask for anything you want me to give you.
1,000 ideas must have exploded into Solomon's head. Gold, power, life forever. But instead, he said,
Lord, you have made me a great king, but I'm only a little child. I don't know how to carry out my duties. I'm here among the people that you have chosen. They are a great nation, so give me a heart that understands. Then I can rule over your people. I can tell the difference between what is right and what is wrong.
It was a simple request, but one that would change Solomon's life forever.
You have not asked to live for a long time. You have not asked to be wealthy. You have not even asked to have your enemies killed. Instead, you have asked for wisdom. I will give you a wise and understanding heart. As long as you live, no other king will be as great as you are.
As the dream faded, Solomon woke with a start.
Was that real? That was real!
Amazed, Solomon returned to Jerusalem, where he once more gave sacrifices to honor God and held a great feast for all his officials.
What are we celebrating, Your Most Royal Highness? God has promised to give me wisdom to lead the kingdom. How is that working out for you? Well, it was in a dream. Ah, I see.
Perhaps Solomon wondered at first whether he really had received wisdom from God, but this was soon put to the test.
Your Most Royal Highness, you must help the people solve their problems. I'll do my best, with God's help. First order of business, we have these two ladies here. State your business, please.
My friend and I... Okay, so she's not my friend anymore.
Speak for yourself.
I'm trying to. We live in the same home, and we both had baby boys. But her baby died, and so she took my boy in the night, and now she says my baby is hers. See? That's not her baby.
No way. This baby is my son.
Is not.
Is too.
Ladies!
Solomon turned to the first woman.
You say my son is the living baby, but your friend says the baby is her son.
That's a lie.
Is not.
Is too.
God gave Solomon a wise idea.
Bring me a sword.
An official quickly brought the king's shining sword.
Your royal sword, Your Royal Highness.
Solomon studied the two women carefully.
Excellent. Now, cut the baby in two parts. Give one half to the first woman and one half to the second.
Solomon had no intention of harming the baby, but he knew this was the way to find the truth.
No! Give her the baby. Don't kill him.
Oh, whatever. Neither of us will get the baby.
Solomon could instantly see which woman truly cared about the baby.
Give the boy to the first woman here. She is his mother.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
No fair. That was totally a trick.
The baby was given to his true mother. All the Israelites heard about Solomon's decision and trusted that he would judge them fairly too. God made Solomon so wise that his understanding couldn't even be measured, like the sands on the seashore.
So, plants need water to grow. You know what else they need? Time. You can't just plant a seed and expect it to grow immediately. In fact, this plant's seeds takes at least 2 years before they sprout. That's a lot of waiting. Waiting for wisdom can feel like that. When Solomon asked God for wisdom, chances are he didn't wake up the next morning as one of the wisest men on earth. No, it took time for his wisdom to grow. The good news is that we can ask God for wisdom. Jesus' brother James once wrote, "If any of you needs wisdom, you should ask God for it. He will give it to you." Maybe wisdom will just pop into your head right when you need it. Or maybe your wisdom will grow gradually like a flower as you learn from the people you meet, the mistakes you make, and the things you experience. No matter what though, you can trust God to give you wisdom. That's the one thing to remember today. Trust God to give you wisdom. When you have a tough decision to make or some problem that you're dealing with, talk to God about it. Ask Him for the wisdom to know what to do. Then look and listen. If you're having trouble understanding what God is trying to show you, ask someone you trust to help. Wisdom may not come as soon as you think or in the way you think it will, but keep digging. God wants to share His wisdom with you. So, looks like these little flowers aren't gonna grow while I watch. It's gonna take some more time. Check back with me in 2 years, and I will see you then. Bye.
Hey everyone, that was a great story. And sometimes we find ourselves in some sticky situations, but all we have to do is ask God for wisdom. He is so eager to help us, and He'll show us what to do next. Hey, this week we have a cool challenge for you. All month we've been talking about wisdom and where to find it. So we believe the best place to find wisdom is the Bible. So for today's challenge, we want you to memorize our memory verse for the month. And it's found in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 5. And this is what it says. If any of you needs wisdom, you should ask God for it. He will give it to you. God gives freely to everyone and doesn't find fault. Man, is that a cool verse or what? So memorize the verse and then post it for us to see. And if you do, you're going to get a chance to win one of these really cool Bible story books. This is a book that you use to better understand your Bible. It has all kinds of facts, stories, and Bible verses. You see, sometimes the Bible can be a little bit confusing, but our author, David Streller, wrote this book to help us better understand it. It's for kids just like you, ages, I think, 7 to 11. So do your challenge this week and let us see it. You can post it on Ringgold Kids Facebook group, or you can email it to me at jeff@ringgoldchurch.com. Okay, hey everyone, it was a great hanging out with you today, and I look forward to seeing you next week. All right? Okay, guys, see you. Bye. Bye, everyone. See you next week.
Hey there, I'm Lawson. Honestly, it's kind of boring down here. I think we need a change of scenery. What say I climb on top of the minivan and I film myself while we drive down the road? Good idea, right?
What say no?
Okay, fine, we'll do that next time. Meanwhile, I've got a fantastic story from this kid Levi my cousin knows. Now, Levi's mom likes to read a verse at breakfast every day. One morning, she hands Levi her Bible app and says, "Try this one." So, Levi reads it out loud. Proverbs 22:3. Wise people see danger and go to a safe place, but childish people keep going and suffer for it. Levi's like, how do you see danger? Unless it's a meteorite blazing in from outer space. Levi wonders if he needs special glasses. Or laser ray vision goggles. But mom tells Levi that if he just pays close attention, you'll see the signs. So, Levi decides he's going to look for signs of danger all day. In PE, the teacher says they have to run 8 laps. And Levi panics because that's a whole mile. He thinks about telling his teacher that he feels sick to his stomach and can't run. But then, it's like a warning signal goes off in his head. He thinks it through and realizes that if he says he's sick, his teacher will call his mom. And mom will make him miss art class and come home early. And take icky medicine. Blech. So, Levi reads the signs and decides to run a mile after all. After school, Levi works on one of his most awesome Lego builds ever. But then his brother runs in and totally messes everything up. Levi is steaming mad. He wants to grab his brother and pinch his arm, but he stops and thinks it through. If he does that, he'll cry and look up at him with big sad eyes, like Baby Yoda. And who could ever hurt Baby Yoda? So Levi cools down and asks him to help me pick up, please. Then after dinner, Levi really wants a soda, but he's not supposed to have caffeine at night. Levi stops and thinks it through. If he drinks a soda now, he'll be wide awake at 10 p.m. and midnight and 2 a.m. So Levi grabs some juice instead. And at bedtime, Mom asks if he spotted any danger that day. Levi grins and says, I saw the signs and it opened up my eyes. I saw the signs. And Mom says, my work here is done.
So kids, drink caffeine after 7:32, you should not.
But do always remember that wisdom is finding out what you should do and doing it. Hey Mom, about taping the show on the roof of the van. Yeah, oh, okay. Got it, yep. See you guys next time. I saw the signs.